All right, so here's your update for the exam. Those of you taking it, I will send this page out to you after the video. The video will explain it, and then there are some links in here you might want to click on to get resources or find out the testing schedule or whatever. We already talked about the time of the test, but this is just the overview of what's going to be on the test. And you're going to want to know this because it's a little bit different. So here's what you need to know. They sent this out last week. April 15th. And so this testing schedule right here. If you have other tests, you should go here. Our test is going to be at the Pacific time, 11 a.m. Yes, we are Mountain time technically, but we're Arizona time, and we switch kind of back and forth between the two. Technically, it's Mountain, but our time right now is 11. Would be 11 a.m. for our test on May 19th, right here. So psychology, May 19th at 11 a.m. I know we're at 11 a.m. because time zone map. If you go here, there's Phoenix. We are 12:43. We are also matching LA, which is the Eastern time zone right now, or Western time zone, Pacific time. Sorry. So we match Pacific time right now. So we're gonna if we tested at 12, we would test basically an hour later than everybody else testing, and that wouldn't make sense. So technically, all these times are exactly the same time. They're just different locations in the world. 8 a.m. Hawaii time is 11 a.m. for us. So if we tested Mountain time in Arizona, we would be an hour after everybody else. So we're not going to be doing that. So you want to be looking at Pacific time for when the test happens for all your tests. So AP Psychology, May 19th at 11 a.m. So there's two FRQs, like I said before. The first FRQ is a normal FRQ that we've been doing a lot of, and that's the bigger one. FRQ number 1 is 30 minutes, only 25 of which you get to test on. The other 5 minutes is to upload. So they send you the prompt. You have 25 minutes to write it by hand or to type it, and then you have to you have to send it to them, either take a picture of it if you did it by hand or upload it with Word or whatever you wrote it on as a document to them, and you have 5 minutes to do that. It says the weight, so it's concept application. Concept application is literally just here's some concepts. Here's some concepts. Sorry, my cat's being weird. Here's some concepts. Describe them. So, for example, I have one open right here. It's like the one I asked you to do on the International FRQ. I haven't graded these yet. I apologize. I've been super behind because I'm lazy. I know you guys are sometimes too, so here I am being lazy. But it's just like this one. You get a question or a prompt, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have 7 here. But on this one, they have, the one they're going to be giving you, they have 8. So you'll have 25 minutes to do 8, whereas in the past you would have 25 minutes to do 7. You'd have more technically because they give you two at a time. But it's basically the same amount of time, but there's a little bit more. There's one extra task. The second FRQ is 20 minutes total, only 15 minutes to type, and they're giving you 6. So one less than one of these. So it'll be like this question that you guys did the other day. Where you have a prompt with some data, and you are going to have 6 questions sort of to answer, and they're going to be about data. So it's research methods from that chapter alone. Exam weight is only 45% because it's smaller, and you have shorter time period, but the number of tasks is 6. So like this one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have 6. So they're giving you more than they normally would on the actual test, but you have less time. So what does that mean? Here's exactly what it means, and this is just a meme from one of the teacher. He does memes all the time, but I was just going to use his. Here's what he put. Decide, write fast, and don't waste time trying to cheat. The questions aren't meant for the average student to get all the points. See what you have to do and do as much as you can. They're not asking you to get all of these 8 right. You don't have time. 25 minutes is not enough time to look up 8 questions from your book or from the internet or whatever it is, which they don't recommend, and to apply that to the question or to the prompt. Sorry, my cat's being weird. So you don't have time to do that. You don't have time to look it up. You don't have time to cheat and coordinate with your friends. You have 25 minutes to do 8 questions. What are you doing? She's walking on the desk now. So she's pushing on the screen. There are 2 test dates for every exam. Students are expected to take the first test date. You're supposed to take the first one on the 19th. If something happens to the original test date that makes you unable to take the test, you can take it the second day, and they will ask you for your reason for doing that, which is not too difficult, so don't worry about that. So basically, if it's not designed for you to get all the points, how do you get a 5? Well, the great thing is you don't need to get all the points to get a 5. If you got every point, you'd obviously get a 5, but you don't need all the points to get a 5. A 5 is not a perfect score. A 5 just means you know everything. A 4 is basically what an A would be, or like a B plus, like 85 or higher. And then a 3 is like a 75 or higher, C-ish. 2 means you got it like 3 points or 4 points. So basically, you're not designed to get all the questions right. So if you're doing okay, once I grade these FRQs and get them back to you, you'll probably be okay. So here's how it's going to look. All students will receive a unique test ticket that will be their entrance to the exam. This will be sent to students by email in the coming weeks. You need to check your emails. They already sent an email out to all of you who are taking the test, and they asked you if you were still planning on taking the test, and only 2 of you responded. You guys need to check your email that is with the College Board. So log into AP Classroom, which I know many of you know how to do. Well, at least 7 of you, because 7 of you did this FRQ. And you should be able to see the email that you got that asks you if you're doing it, and then that'll be the same email. You need to be able to get your email and get in your email to get your testing ticket if you're taking your test. Students will also be able to find the test ticket in the College Board. Oh, so if you can't get to your email, you don't know what your email is, log into College Board. Maybe it might be the AP Classroom, but it might just be College Board. It's the same login. And there will be your test ticket, and that'll give you your link and your code and stuff for it. If a student does not use a test ticket in this information on the test day, they will be issued a new test ticket. So if you don't use the test ticket in May, you'll get your second test ticket in June. Testing program. It's not been made clear what platform they're going to use. The screens will not be locked down, and students do not need to use any form of lockdown browser while taking the test. So you can have anything open. You can have Google open, and you can look up terms on Google or whatever. But they specifically said in their video that they specifically found words that the definition on Google will not help you with. So you will need a proper definition from a book, or maybe more. But the point is, the definitions don't matter anyways. You don't get points for definitions. You get points for applying them. And with this many tasks, 14 tasks to do in 45 minutes, because that's actually 30 minutes. 40 minutes, so 15 plus 25. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong times. 15 plus the 25 you get here. So in 40 minutes, you don't have time to look up all the terms anyways, so it's about application. Logging in, students will need to log into their testing program, whatever program that is, 20 to 30 minutes prior. So you need to log in before, because you'll sign with your test ticket and complete the security questions to verify who you are. So you have to answer security questions, and you have to submit a writing sample prior to the exam for security purposes. Once these tasks have been completed, the students will be put into a waiting room until the published time exam. You have to log in early because you have to complete this writing prompt to check and make sure it's you, and to test your writing ability, and basically it's an anti-cheat thing. So you have to write this little thing on your own. When the test time occurs, students will be a timer will appear on screen. Say something like your first question will appear at 11 to 11:05, and they'll push the students into the exam in waves every few seconds. So between 11 and 11:05, you will get pushed in, and as soon as you get pushed in, that's when your time will start, not exactly at 11. Testing. Once the test begins, students will see question number 1. Students will see a split screen function that will allow them to view the questions typing in a text box on the other side. So basically, on one side, it'll be kind of like this. On one side, you'll see the question. On the other side, you'll have your place to type into, or you can write it and then submit the link or the picture later. But if you're doing it on your phone, you have to be able to take a picture on your phone and then submit it on your phone, which won't be able to go onto your computer if you're trying to get access to your computer. So if you're going to take a picture with your phone, you should access the test through your phone and not a computer. It should be accessed through whatever you're going to use. It'll just make it easier. Unless you want to send the picture to your email and then download the picture on your computer and then upload the picture to the program. It just makes it more complicated. Students are also allowed to type into Google Doc or Microsoft Word or any typing they prefer. If you like this better, you just submit the whole document. You copy and paste the response in the text box. That's a good way to do it, is to copy and paste in the text box. A lot of colleges will ask you to do that anyways because sometimes programs die and Word usually saves better. So does Google Docs. Students who handwrite will take a picture of the handwritten response and upload it to the testing program when they are ready to submit. Again, it's easier if you have your phone out for both parts of that. Timing and test submission. Each test is different, so make sure you check out how your other test might be. Oh yeah, so when it doesn't kick you out when you have after 25 minutes. Once you hit 25 minutes, it'll just tell you to submit your thing. It says you have 5 minutes to submit. You should be done writing, and make sure you're submitting at that point, because if you're trying to hurry up and write something, you might run out of time. So they're trying to give you that. Just get as many points as possible. So if you're still uploading when the time expires, that's fine. But you need to start uploading by the time it expires. So I wouldn't try to push that too much. So open note questions. They address this. So I'm not going to go through all this. It's open note. However, the tests are designed to benefit the students who are able to answer the free response questions without needing to use their notes or textbooks due to the shortened time frame and the number of times students must address in each response. The College Board believes that students who don't spend time looking up things will benefit the most. It is in the student's benefit to interest to know the material without needing any other response resources. So Trevor Packer is the guy who does a lot of the updates for teachers. Said if the students want to be competitive and score highly, they need to go into the exam prepared to utilize without utilizing any sport. So the less time the student can spend looking up terms and concepts, the better. Basically, it might be better, instead of doing it in order like I told you to do, is to do it in order that you know them. If you don't know a word, move on to the next one and go back to that one later. You still get points if you don't do it in order. It just makes it easier to score. But if you're typing it, it's easy anyways. Do little breaks still. That might be better. College Board says printouts and handouts are best for easy reference. So if you do need to use something, printouts, handouts are best for easy reference, and a textbook is also a good option. Students are allowed to enter search term into Google, but this is not recommended as the safest option. So students need to be very careful when they choose the internet as a resource. If the internet search leads to student to a website where collaborating is taking place, they will consider cheater regardless of the intended to go to the website or not. Forums, Quora, Reddit, social media sites, etc., are all places where collaboration between students may occur, and it'll count you as cheating. So don't end up on those sites. Don't be on those sites while you don't have a tab open like I do right now for Facebook when you are doing these things. So you can read all this, but basically they're working with some financial institutions that track what you're doing while you're have the test open. If you play video games online, they do this too. They track what you are doing, like on a computer. They track what you're doing and to see if you're cheating or have a program open that could allow you to cheat. Students may be caught. So there will be waves of security catches. So throughout the test, there will be different spots they're checking for cheating. Students making plans to collaborate on the test will be caught early on. Some students may be caught through the techniques while using an exam waiting room. So you might be caught in the waiting room. Students may be caught after they submitted for plagiarism software. and the response will be sent to classroom teachers, and students may be caught after their individual teachers review the responses. So it'll be our job to check to see if you're cheating with each other. All students suspected of cheating or reported to universities. Universities do not tolerate cheating or plagiarism. Students should understand that one AP test score is not worth the risk of college admissions. Not getting admitted, anyways. They do not expect students to finish the entire question. The length of the questions are designed for students to take the whole time and not finish. This is so that students do not use their resources and will be able to answer more of the question and receive a greater benefit than students looking up concepts. So the College Board is confident that a student can still earn a 5 without actually finishing the entire response. The biggest takeaway: students do not freak out if the time expires and you do not have finished a question. Just submit it and move on. Students should review and prepare as much as possible prior to the exam. So printed handout. Students receive a test instruction handout that are asked to keep. So if you want, there's a handout they're going to send you, so you can print that out if you can, or have it open on a Word document somewhere or PDF. They're going to make a video soon for explaining a test program. That'll be through the same YouTube channel that I told you guys to be watching on your own. I'm not asking you to work on that channel, but you can do stuff on that channel. They are doing FRQs on that channel, which are probably more beneficial than what I'm doing because they know what they're doing. They know what's going to be on the test. Soon as test simulation will come out. So they're going to do a practice exam shortly, so you can practice uploading and seeing how to do it. And you can find the playlist for how to do this stuff at that link. I'll send that to you. If you're disrupted and you mess up during that first test on May 19th, you just don't submit it, and you say later they'll send out a link and you'll say I had a disruption or distraction, and you give them an excuse, and then they will tell you here's your new code or whatever, and these are the options. Even screaming sibling would be a reasonable issue. The College Board stated that there should not be any concern in regards to this year's test being any easier or harder to pass than the previous exam. So don't worry about that. If the exam is more difficult, they're just going to basically curve it. They always do that every year, anyways. Scores would be believed to come out early July. The exact date is not there. So anyways, I'll send this out to you guys. This should be all you need to help out. For as far as the class goes, you guys should be in finishing up the 68, 67, 69, I think 70 modules. Those modules in your book, and going back to FRQs. Just so you guys know, I only received like 7 of you guys have been practicing on this. So yeah, only 7 of you did that FRQ here. You can still do it. Only 2 of you did the practice. The one I didn't say this was graded. Only 2 of you did this one. That was a good one. Thank you, Kimberly and Asha, for doing that. I'll grade those scores. So I'll grade them and I'll put the scores. And the scores will be on here for you to see. And I'll do maybe a little update video of how I scored them. But basically, when I go to this, anyways, sorry, it'll show your response here really quick while I change it over. It'll do student response, but it tells me how it scores right here. Just a heads up. So don't worry about that. So it's pretty. All your scores will be fair. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Again, there's 15 of you signed up for the test. Only 2 of you responded that you were going to take the test. So if you guys would respond to that, let me see here. Right here. So only 2 of you said out of the ones saying you are going to take the test, only 2 of you responded. So please let me know, guys. I'd appreciate it. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much. I will look for your guys' updates. Oh, Teams, this is going to go out and probably remind first. Teams is not working right now, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.